Now it's very hot outside, and I am gonna go out. If I run and now, I, I don't do this every night because it never always stops at one drink. But it's been a few days since I've had a sip, but organic wine is the best. But anyways, let's keep it civil. There's no right or wrong answer. One can be right, one can be wrong. The only right answer is who wins the Super Bowl on February the 8th of 2026. All we have are theories. There's no definite answer. The only way we know is through the course of time. So, again, I would like you, as a free citizen of this democratic constitutional republic, voice your opinion. Say why you think this team's going to win the NFC, this team's going to win the AFC, and this is going to be a Super Bowl, and these are the numbers, and this is why I'm reaching my conclusion. And for the last time, I would like to say that even though I roll hedge um with the multi-leg Super Bowl parlay, um Buffalo's last title was in Super Bowl 28, and they're the only team that plays in New York, and the Bills is 33, and Josh Allen's 33, and therefore, even though a lot of people are going to be thinking the Buffalo Bills are going to win, it just the year that they move into the new stadium is the year that they get it done. There is one more heartbreak for Buffalo. I'm not a hater. I've never predicted the Bills to win a Super Bowl for this very exact reason. They can't win the championship until they move into the new arena. Now, the Warriors didn't win the championship without Kevin Durant until they moved into the Chase Center. Giannis didn't win an NBA championship until he moved into the new arena. So we've had some pretty recent examples of teams winning championships after moving into new stadiums. Take my favorite baseball team, the New York Yankees. Very first year at the new Yankee Stadium in 2009, they won the World Series. That's, of course, my favorite example. But, of course, these things do pop up. New stadiums, teams win. Braves won in their new stadium. Nationals did. Mets made it to the World Series in 2015. City Stadium, the City Park, whatever it's called. Again, you get my grift. Teams make it the championship series when moving into new arenas. But Buffalo has a lot of codes to make it to this year's Super Bowl, but the main one is going to be 33. So, by conclusion, it's not going to be Santa Clara, Gematria mapping up with Buffalo. It's going to be the year 27 that the Bills make it to the Super Bowl. What makes the paradigm more confusing is regular 62, Is there going to be a prolonged heartbreak for Buffalo? And Keanu's looking right at me right now as we speak. But in reverse gematria, it is Joshua Allen that is 62 in reverse gematria. Now, I am of the view that I am an Arizona Cardinals fan. And I'm not going to deny that the 49ers got screwed by some very bad officiating during Jim Harbaugh's tenure. Some would argue that Ahmad Bradshaw fumbled, and that was not forward progress. That the 49ers recover the fumble, they kick the game-winning field goal, they win the NFC Championship game. And there's certain bad calls where the play clock expired, whatever, and Seattle had an extra play in the 2014 NFC Championship game. And then there's Michael Crabtree holding in the end zone. So the 49ers have had some bad calls, but this is a symbolic gesture that the gold rush has ended. There's no more gold to be found. So that's the main moral of the story with the 49ers. And again, you get the feeling that this Jim Harbaugh, if you won the championship with the Michigan Wolverines, you see your Josh Allen 62, you see your, if Bengals don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, and Bengals is 60 and Bengals is 62, but there's one team out there that's got the 62 gematria. The NFL rigged the Super Bowls against the 49ers. They're going to repay Coach Harbaugh. The LA Chargers, Super Bowl 62, the year they're going to win the Super Bowl, and the NFL rigged, going to repay back Jim Harbaugh for the Super Bowl that they screwed against him. And so ultimately, Jim Harbaugh is going to win the Super Bowl that the NFL screwed against him. I was cheering hard for the Ravens back in Super Bowl 47. Good thing they won. I was completely into that Super Bowl. That was when a friend of my best friend, he had two gay male parents, and these two guys hosted the Super Bowl. They were completely great, and this was when I knew that my right-wing Christian upbringing, that gay people are people too, that they are human too. I knew right then that propaganda was spread against gay people, that they're somehow subhuman. I knew it was all BS. I was ranting against the whiners. They were laughing. It was hilarious. I was hardcore into that game for Ray Lewis to win. My best friend, whose parents are from the Bay Area, they were 49er fans. They were like, oh, no, Ray Lewis, a murderer. Well, they lost Joe Cool, Joe Montana, Joe motherfucking Flacco. That Hail Mary pass sent the game to overtime. Ray fucking Moore. What's his name? Ray Moore, the safety who was not. He was playing really underneath coverage, and the ball went over the top. So I wonder if that guy got paid underneath the table. Many of these guys get paid underneath the table. Brandon Bostick, He does even try to recover the onside kick that Seahawks, Packers NFC Championship game. Everyone wants to shit on Aaron Rodgers, but onside kick, your special teams has to do the job. Brandon Bostick, you support a rapist. Homelander, shame on you. Your little guy, Trump, said there is no Epstein list. We know that's bullshit. We know he is full of it. Epstein list has brought down Donald Trump. And it shouldn't have taken the Epstein list to bring down Donald Trump. He's on that list. You saw that picture of Ivanka. She didn't like the boner she was receiving from that erection from behind from Donald Trump. This guy's a serial rapist. You're a dumb, worthless, retarded ass motherfucker. If you still support that guy, you are worthless. We need less of you. I'm not going to resort to Zach Hubbard eugenicist talking points of you should be weeded from the planet and you should be what did he say? He said bullet to the motherfucking head. Anyone who supports Donald Trump supports the child rapist. Bullet to the motherfucking head, fucking retard. You're a worthless ass motherfucker. I agree. Anybody with a brain can see Donald Trump is a rapist. He belongs in a jail cell. He needs to be beaten up by these black and Latino prison gangs. He should get beaten up for being a fucking... That is the lowest of the low, as being a child-ass fucking rapist. You are a troll or you are a willful idiot. You guys are losers. I've told you what this presidency, what would result. Increased deficits, bankruptcy of the country, selling out of allies. You're a joke. You are the big joke. You have to be a bot account. Nobody with a brain, after what's happened, he fired the top Epstein prosecutor today. The top Epstein prosecutor was fired today. They're imploding. Donald Trump is imploding. Ignore everything. What you hear is not what's happening. No. Donald Trump. We want to learn more about these files. We want to know who's out there raping and torturing young, innocent men and women. You want to normalize child rape? Fuck you! You pedophile rapist! This ain't partisan. This is about what's morally right and wrong. It doesn't matter if you're right or left. We want to bring down all these motherfucking people on the Epstein list. Bring it on right now! Defending child rape. You're a sick ass motherfucker. They fired the top Epstein Maxwell prosecutor. Pam Bondi and Donald Trump. It's beyond damage control. They can't control the damage. J.D. Vance is going to be president next year. I don't know if Donald Trump can survive this Epstein. He betrayed the right wing. Bondi is his stooge. But Bondi and Trump are not calling the shots, are they? Big tech, libertarian donors of the Republican Party are calling the shots. J.D. Vance was involved in big tech. Donald Trump is going to get disposed. J.D. Vance is going to be the motherfucking president. It could be J.D. Vance welcoming the Bengals to the White House in 2026. That's what we're dealing with. How do you come back from Epstein? You don't, unless if it's a retarded, brainwashed cult. Left, right, alien from Mars, bring down sick-ass, garbage-ass, scummy, motherfucking child rapist. This includes Donald Trump and includes people like Bill Clinton. But the question is, how many of these people on this list are current politicians? They could be retired. They could be current politicians. That motherfucker Donald Trump on the list. Let's ignore everything that's happening with the Epstein files. Oh, we got too much stuff to worry about. And a child rapist is president of the United States. Get rid of Donald Trump right now. Get rid of him. He killed my sister. He downplayed the pandemic. She died due to the COVID virus. This is real stuff, people. This is real stuff. I'm a liberal, but Mitt Romney would defend America against Russia. We would all mask up, whatever. But we just disagree on economics and other fundamental issues. Mitt Romney would be better for the country than Donald Trump. Far better than the country than Donald Trump. Donald Trump is an asset to Russia and Israel. He's a stooge to Netanyahu. Donald Trump, he gets flattered by Netanyahu too easily. This guy just wants America to fight their war so the Jews don't die from the wars, and so America's dying for Israel. Israel's committing genocide on the West Bank. There are some hotlines to go receive some UN aid, but the Israel Defense Agency murders them as they think they're about to receive funds. This is genocide. This is genocide. They think they're receiving aid over there. Hey, UN hotline, you can receive aid. Oop. They're ready to blast their blasters. You're getting murdered right there on the spot to whatever spot you think is safe and you're going to receive food and shelter. These Zionist Jew motherfuckers are evil. Christian and Jewish Palestinians have lived with each other peacefully for centuries. Israelis are kicking out Palestinian Christians out of their homes. These people are the enemy. These people stealing the money from the American taxpayer and giving it to the Zionist apartheid regime, they are the enemy. Donald Trump bombing Iran. Oh, I forgot everything that happened a month ago. Let's not forget about that. Because we bombed Iran. We bombed Iran. It didn't happen under Bush or Obama, did it? Or even Trump number 1. It happened under Donald Trump number 2. We bombed a sovereign country. A sovereign country. But you have to listen to this Zionist Jew. Iran wants to bomb American propaganda. And Iran deserves to be pissed off at America because we try to nationalize. They wanted to nationalize their oil in the 1950s, but the British and the Americans, we took control of Iran's oil. We kicked out their democratically elected government. We installed a complete puppet government, completely oppressive, and then comes the Iranian Shah Revolution in 1979. So don't think for a second that they just hate us because of our fundamental values. That's bullshit. They hate us because we involve ourselves in regime change. The Iranians are a prosperous people. They are the former Persian Empire. Remember King Cyprus? Peaceful ruler. A peaceful empire, the Iranian Empire. What did Ron Paul say? When was the last time Iran attacked anyone? If there's anyone to listen to, it's Ron Paul. He's still living today. But Iran is not a threat to American national security. Donald Trump is a Zionist Jew warmonger. His daughter married to a Jew. His daughter is now a Zionist. She's a fake and a fraud, Ivanka. She knows what she's doing. She wants to run for president one day. Her father's demented, a senile lunatic. She's distancing herself from her father by not serving under the second Trump administration, Ivanka Kushner Trump. She's preparing to run for president one day. If she would serve under this genocidal Nazi regime right now, she would not be president. Ivanka Trump is going to claim to do everything the opposite of Donald Trump. But she's a liar. She's a filthy Zionist Jew garbage liar. How do we know World War II was waged? How do we know the Zionists funded the Nazi regime? The Balfour Declaration. We declare that we're going to create a native land for the Jews. This was during World War I, was when the Balfour Declaration was declared. We are going to put a monster out of Hitler in power. We're going to murder the Jews, and there's our justification to create Israel. The Zionists are the biggest murderers in planet Earth. They're the people that print your money. And by the way, we can issue our own goddamn motherfucking money. Notes issued by the United States Treasury, but instead they're issued by a private bank. How do we know this? They're not United States notes. They're Federal Reserve notes. They're issued by the private bank. They're not issued by the Treasury. They're issued by a private bank. The notion of printing money is a scam. It's a fucking scam. Bankers have to charge you interest for the money that you print. That's where your income tax revenue goes. Your income tax is paying for the interest issued by the Zionist bankers, by the Zionist Jew warmonger bankers. You see, they run the country. If you wonder why we bombed Iran and this Zionist Jew motherfucker said we would never prolong the never-ending wars in the Middle East. Donald Trump is exactly that. The quote shouldn't be near collapse because of Epstein. Everyone can agree that those who stick up to child rapists are monsters. Are monsters. We can all agree on that. They're monsters. Why is the GOP, why are they sticking up to a monster rapist, Donald Trump? It took Republican votes to not even show the Epstein files. Ron Connor issued an amendment on the House floor Republican Party didn't even want the files to be released. It's like, are they trying to lose? Do they know the midterms are going to be rigged? And well, I don't think the midterms are going to be rigged. Will they try to hijack the 2028 election? That's what I'm worried about. Screw the midterms, okay? Republican Party is ready for the effects of the big billionaire bill to come into fruition after the midterms. So they're preparing to lose the House. At least they're going to give us the illusory democracy, or the Dems strike back and we win the House, okay? But again, is it fear-mongering that Donald Trump's going to be the dictator and usher martial law? That can't be how America ends. Okay, if J.D. Vance is in power, he's still the puppet. We're still under the control of a shadow government run by big. Let's spy on you from your home, whatever you're doing on your phone or from your PC, spying on you. Okay, the big tech billionaire oligarchs, the NSA, they're spying on you. So even if Donald Trump is gone, the surveillance state is still here. They have more control over the surveillance state. There's something called Parler or whatever. What is this big tech name? Whatever the name of that company, whatever. I need to do more investigation. But your freedom is under attack because these big tech billionaires want to control everything through a mass surveillance state. I mean, I know billionaire tax breaks are a plus, but they want more control over knowing what you and I are doing at home, and they call it privacy. Is it really true that they banned porn under the Project 2025? Some right-wing Christian fundamentalist movement. It's like, what does the government have any business knowing what you're doing at home, what you watching, you see? And now let's not panic. There will be midterms. Republicans are preparing to lose the House because they're preparing to blame the Medicare and the Medicaid cuts on the Democrats. Even though the Democrats didn't vote for them, the Republican Party did. That's how we know that we are having midterms, because they are certainly afraid of the fallout before the midterms. If the midterms weren't left up to chance, the Republican Party would have had the Medicare and Medicaid cuts happen instantly. So I think there's no midterms is fear-mongering. Now, we're going to have an election in 2028. That's a whole other story. That, I think, is not quite certain yet. If Donald Trump is disposed, we'll have an election. Elon Musk, obviously, he did a lot of damage to himself. Pride and ego comes before the fall. So I don't think the Democratic Party is taking his money, and they shouldn't take Elon's money. Whatever information he got from our Social Security numbers and all this, he has everything he needs now, Elon Musk. The coup was complete for the billionaire big tech oligarchs. If you're wondering why I think the Bengals going to win the Super Bowl, Silicon Valley's in San Francisco. The NFL's rigged. It's all current event programming. Biggest example that we can think of is season began 9/11, 2016. Patriots won the Super Bowl. 2017, Make America Great Again. So this kind of thing does happen. Dodge the COVID, dodge the coronavirus, they won the Super Bowl. People were pillaging and looting the stores in the cities during COVID. And the Bucks won the Super Bowl in 2021. The Buccaneers, they're pirate scavengers, and they won the Super Bowl in 2021. So we've already had historical contextual examples. But with a racist bigot, Donald Trump, Eagles owner is a liberal. Jeffrey Lurie is a liberal. So Eagles are not going to go repeat again. And they have a black quarterback. Donald Trump is a racist. So Eagles could play in the Super Bowl again, but if they play in the Super Bowl, they're going to lose. Joe Burrow represents white power. And again, why did I pick a black quarterback to win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year? At Doug Williams, born at Louisiana, I was right. But I had Ravens at the start of the year, but turns out the full-blooded black man was Jalen Hurts. And it turns out that, Kansas City Chiefs, red hat, was just a psychological operation. If you ask me what it was a psychological operation. We know how much the Freemasons rig the elections in the world. Bill's got to make it to Super Bowl 33 years later. I guarantee you, something like that, Gary Numbers guy wouldn't be betting Bills for this upcoming year. Because they're governed by 33. First 3-1 comeback in the NBA Finals was when teams were 0-32 coming back from 3-1 in the NBA Finals. But the 33rd time that a team was down 3-1, the Cavs won the championship. I think it was his own words. Miracle. You can't spell miracle without C-L-E, Cleveland. It's the kind of thing we'll be talking about. So you understand? Baltimore is a hoax. Lamar Jackson and Baltimore are propaganda. They'll never win the Super Bowl. The conclusion is that Buffalo's going to make the Super Bowl 33 years later. Joe Burrow and the J.D. Vance being a Bengals fan is going to resonate well with Cincinnati. There's lots of drama with Goat in the bond. There's a lot of drama with Trey Hendrickson. Maybe we hear about, if it really wasn't rigged for the Bengals, why hasn't Trey Hendrickson been traded yet? Is this some political theater? It's like he comes out, signs a deal, he doesn't get traded, signs a deal, he wins a Super Bowl. So we don't hear about Goat King the Bond getting traded to the Cavs or the Mavs or the Knicks or any of that. So I see something similar happening with Trey Hendrickson, that this guy's going nowhere because It's a soap opera, is what it is. A soap opera of rumors. You try not to that. We gotta talk about the possibilities. You try to do nothing. They need something to talk about during the off season. As you're passing gas and you're waiting for the game to actually start. That's what's happening right here. Bengals pay the guy. They have the predetermined knowledge to win the Super Bowl. And then suddenly he gets 20 sacks. He's the big MVP of the Bengals football run. They got a linebacker from the Eagles and the Packers. I mean, Bengals drafted defense first 2 rounds. They're not a retarded team. They're not doing retarded decisions. They need defense, and they're addressing defenses off season. It's not like they're drafting offense in the first 2 rounds. Like Green Bay slackers. They were drafting quarterback when Aaron Rodgers needed some help in the first round. And so this is where, they're taking it seriously. Burrow's the best quarterback in football. If he had Andy Reid, if he had the Chiefs, they wouldn't need refs to win 3 Super Bowls. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is a fun. He would have only had 1 or 2 rings. This was a real league. He's a talented brother. But he doesn't have 3 rings if this was a real league. This ain't a pure sport. It's not a pure sport. It's not a real game. Not a real sport. We know the truth. We know the truth. Big time. We know the truth. I would like to close with this. Prove to me otherwise. Prove to me otherwise. The real Jay Stone says Celtics can make it to the finals under the racist person. But my only problem with the Celtics is that they're actively trying to save their payroll. I agree midterms are important. The House and the Senate can decide if the president can advance its legislative agenda. Big tech bros ushering JD Vance as president? Dementia? Bad fallout from the Epstein files? They fired the main prosecutor of the Maxwell and Epstein files today. I think the Bengals win the Super Bowl could be symbolic of JD Vance becoming president. I doubt Trump could last these 4 years. It doesn't matter if FIFA sucks his balls and FIFA rents office space at Trump Tower. It doesn't matter. How, well, how it will never be the same again. It will never be the same again for MAGA after Trump sticks up for child pedophilia. Anyone who defends this guy sticks up for child pedophilia. I'm glad I voted Kamala. She's not in the files. She would have had better diplomatic relations with Ukraine and Canada and Mexico and the EU. In ancient Rome, they marry inside their families. These emperors become sick-minded lunatics. In America, we deliberately elect sick-minded lunatics. Or I should say, Kamala won the election, but it was rigged by the billionaire class and Elon Musk, you sick fucks. Election Alliance has done a great statistical analysis. You don't go from losing the popular vote twice to winning the popular vote next election. This is fucking garbage. I'm surrounded by stupidity. I'm surrounded by worthless, loser, brainless morons. You don't go from losing the popular vote twice to winning the popular vote. This is an election straight out of Russia or some dictatorial country. There's no doubt Trump lost the popular vote. We're holding the inauguration indoors because of the weather. No, because nobody would show up for inauguration because you didn't win the fucking election. Kamala had sold out arenas. You barely could fill half an arena. I'm telling you the truth. My main argument is that the American people did not want Donald Trump. Maybe they did want an alternative to Biden and Kamala, but they did not want that stupid, sick motherfucking losing ass cunt Donald Trump. I'm surrounded by Trump sycophants in my fucking family. These people are worthless losers. You're a worthless loser if you like Donald Trump. You're a worthless, sick-ass motherfucker. That's how the elite think. They think you're worthless if you support Donald Trump. They know everything he does and everything he passes legislatively is bad for the average person. And these people do talk that shit behind your back. Donald Trump knows he's pissing on his base. And he's just laughing and mocking you sorry-ass, loser-ass motherfuckers. Still support the guy. Donald Trump has contempt for it. He thinks his own supporters smell. He's never bought groceries. He's never pumped gas in his own gas tank. He is absolutely worthless. We're a dumbass country of worthless fucking losers. Maybe Zach Hubbard was right about that. He probably is right about that. If you support Donald Trump, you're a goddamn worthless ass fucking loser. Zach Hubbard is right about that. He's a eugenicist, but he's fucking right. You have no fucking brain if you support Donald Trump. Zachary Keith Hubbard is right about that. But all these people who sat out and didn't vote, they have no fucking right to complain. But I know Kamala won the election. I know the billionaires and Elon had the votes. I know they did. If it was anyone but Trump, the elections would have been believable. We need a different alternative voice. But no, Trump was a goddamn worthless fucking loser who couldn't even pass a bipartisan infrastructure bill. He failed to repeal and replace it. Divide America during COVID. That's how I know this election was rigged. Donald Trump was already a worthless loser sack of shit. He did fuck all during his first term. The losers who voted for Trump, they're worthless ass motherfuckers. Go dine a woodpecker. All you people, Donald Trump downplayed the pandemic. Thousands of people died, including my sister. You people are worthless. You deserve to suffer from the rest of his administration. You deserve to suffer! Suffer you will! Suffer you will! You will suffer! Suffer! Shouldn't play. What the hell, motherfuckers? Hey, people support Donald Trump. You're scum. They're gonna suffer. Fuck around, find out. Fuck Donald Trump and fuck you. And fuck you for defending a child rapist, pedophile, piece of shit. I'm done with that. Anyone who supports Donald Trump is a worthless, loser, pedophile defending piece of shit. All of you go die in a woodpecker. The world will still be going on. Don't worry about that. But all the worthless losers who support Donald Trump, you are the scum of the earth. You support a child rapist. I hope you all die. I hope you all suffer. I hope you endure pain. You deserve it all. You deserve it all. My sister died because of your lies from the COVID virus. You deserve pain and suffering and misery. I hope this economy does crash. I hope you guys lose everything. The shooter missed. Piece of shit. Russian asset motherfucker. Should be the end of the GOP. Should be the end of the GOP. Big Tech's got JD Vance lined up to replace him. The guy is going to replace him by next year. JD Vance can replace Donald Trump by next year. That's my prediction. However, he is disposed through the 25th Amendment to impeach and convict through natural death. This piece of garbage, JD Vance, this little weirdo motherfucker, could be the president. He's just as bad as Trump. He's a fucking weirdo motherfucker. He probably likes them Indian women for obedience. This guy is an abuser. JD Vance definitely abuses his wife. He definitely does. He couldn't abuse an independent Western, white, Latino, black woman. He needs an obedient Indian woman to take advantage of what he wants to do. Iran could attack America at any moment because Iran issued a fatwa against America. A fatwa is an Islamic ruling under Islamic law, a decree to take action against any entity. So Osama bin Laden, after 9/11, said, for you people invading our holy lands, we are going to attack you. For bombing a sovereign Iranian country, Iran, under decree, is going to attack America. That is the fatwa. They've already issued fatwas to attack America. Donald Trump made America less safe. And Iran was never going to attack America. This is all Zionist Jew filth war propaganda. Iran, like any other country, has the right to defend themselves with nuclear weapons. Don't let the Zionist Jew banker filth riddle your mind. And these people commit genocide. So I will speak that way about people who commit fucking genocide. Genocide. UN aid. Here you go. Collect your aid. Oops. Israeli Defense Minister opened fire on people who they think are collecting aid from the UN. The Zionist Jews won't be saved. There's ultra-Orthodox Jews who are against this oppression. We're always labeled anti-Semite. All this is garbage. The real ultra-Orthodox Jews, they believe the Messiah should deliver Israel to the Jews. They don't believe in issuing a man-made state. You says they're Jewish but are not part of the synagogue of Satan. That's where they describe the Antichrist. Right there. Those who say they're Jewish but are not, but of the synagogue of Satan. And that's basically who the Antichrist is. The Zionist bankers. Zionist Jew warmongering bankers. That is who they are. Rothschild, Donald Trump is owned by Rothschild a long time ago. Billionaires profit off of recessions. Billionaires double, close to triple their wealth off of times of recessions. We will be in a recession during this Republican administration. Because that's how they maximize their profits. They maximized their profits during the COVID pandemic. People could have been kept on the payroll and all that. But instead, we have this hocus pocus. Donald Trump gets rid of oversight over who collects the COVID funds. It was Donald Trump who got rid of the oversight over who collects the COVID funds. So it could go to any billionaire oligarch he deemed could go collect the COVID funds. Can't go ruin next year. There's just a lot of uncertainty where America's heading to. The Democratic Party, we know they're committing genocide, right? We know they're committing genocide. We stand with the real Jews of Israel, the ultra-Orthodox Jews. I can't stand these fucking people who want to spin this as being anti-Semitic. Orthodox Jews say only the Messiah should deliver the promised lands to the Jews. Only the Messiah should. We're not anti-Semitic. This is all garbage. Slaughtering Palestinians, bombing hospitals. No wonder why Europe is becoming hostile against Israel, because Netanyahu is a criminal. He's a criminal. Netanyahu's a criminal. Amen. Amen, motherfucker. Amen. Hopefully this Zionist apartheid regime is coming to an end. We have many brainwashed right-wing lunatics in America who think, yo, brown people are savages. Mexican rapists are raping white women, blah, 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 blah. All you Palestinians are savages. This is the kind of propaganda that Benjamin Netanyahu likes to orchestrate. It's all garbage. Seriously. We have that. We have Ravaria. We have Aiton. We need Marcus Smart. I'm telling you, get off your fucking bong pipe and get Marcus Smart. He is motivated to win a ring. Bring in that motherfucker. Is Pelinka trying to sabotage Goalkeeper Bond? Marcus Smart must come to the Lakers after the conclusion of the buyout. But we're not sabotaging. We don't sign a lazy-ass clown who's only concerned about making millions of dollars. Lakers dodged a bullet with Bradley Beal. You have to admit, they dodged a bullet with that one. I'm a loser Phoenix Suns fan, and he's terrible. And loser Phoenix Suns fans are glad he's gone. So we're benefiting here. Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt? Man, that'd be a dream. Screw this fucking 30-point score garbage. Austin Reeves? You don't come without some critical analysis. You got to hit the weight room. You got to be strong in the postseason. You got to get to the free throw line. He's got to hit the weight, Austin Reeves. But again, Marcus Smart in this perimeter defense, Jared Vanderbilt, our perimeter defensive depth will be deep. That's what I'm talking about. Pelinka has to bring him in. Again, fake news media is a hoax. You lying about my team and my franchise, and you lie. You're trying to bring down the whole organization. You're a fake news garbage motherfucker. You are just selling advertiser dollars. You're trying to sell clicks. That's the high IQ element that we know is fostering this. It's to sell some advertisement dollars, sell some clicks during the dead period of the offseason. I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. Are you sick and tired of the bullshit? I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. Did we talk about the Lakers' next move already? Screw Bradley Beal. He's a lazy-ass bum. He only collected the paycheck from the Lone Star Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers. You're guaranteed to be sent back another year. You're guaranteed to be set back another year. They're not winning the chip in 2027. You're set back another year because of Bradley Beal. The Clippers will win, but they're being set back a year. We're winning back-to-back champs. We're winning back-to-back champs. Bradley Beal's a boom. Why did the Clippers sign that? Can't get rid of Norman Powell for this fucking Bradley Beal guy. Norman Powell's a baller. Why did they get rid of this guy? It's like they know they have a lost season coming their way during the next couple of years. They know. I guarantee the Clippers know. They know they're going to make a move. They're going to sign the replacement. They know. Loser Phoenix Suns fans! Spurs beat the loser. Should not let 2021 linger anymore. Screw that. Are you gonna? God, awful. Mavs are not missing the playoffs. If Kyrie healthy, they'll make the playoffs. But you could take a step back. Memphis could take a step back. Which team could realistically take a step back? Kevin Durant gets hurt, they take a step back if he gets hurt. But Memphis, they're taking a step back. The Mavs are not missing the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs. Mavs and Goki in the bond. They've got some juicy WWE storylines. But as far as who misses the playoffs under the current Western Conference standings, team that's going to take a dive, I think, is the Grizzlies. Who did the Grizzlies get in the offseason? They could have had fucking Jake LaRavia. They could have had that guy. The Rockets are a joke. I already know my team, my favorite team is gonna miss the playoffs. A loser Phoenix Suns. Ha 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 ha. What's gonna happen with Sacramento? What's gonna happen? Freemasons in 13. Spurs finish in 13. This is all Freemasonic symbolism. The Spurs finish in 13. This is Freemasonic symbolism. The Spurs finish in 13. This is Freemason. They're going to make the playoffs next year. I'm telling you, one team's got to slip out. It's got to be the Grizzlies. There's too much talent in the Western Conference. Why do people act like we suck? We finished third in the conference. Third. Finished third in the conference. Why some scrub team? There ain't no scrub team. We don't like this. We are where we properly are. We finished third. We could finish fifth next year. We could finish sixth. We could. I doubt we get the plan. Long live the satanic occultist if we finish in sixth. I hope we finish sixth. Six is a very big number to go in the bond. He's the most polarizing figure. Adam Silver will benefit from the ratings associated with King of the Bond. And then if you lose the first round for 2 years, you make it to the second round. Oh, I'm losing the second round. And that's where the script comes into play. You're finally making past the first round. You lose the second round. Oh, mom, man, this is so predictable now. We're gonna win now. We're gonna win now, y'all. You understand? Screw your propaganda. We're already in the playoffs. It's a deep crowded field. But we are the Lakers. We have Luka, we have Goat in the bond. Marcus Smart should be a Laker. I want to punch Rob Pelinka in the teeth if he doesn't get that fucking deal done. I want to punch Rob Pelinka, knock out his teeth if he doesn't get Marcus Smart to the Lakers. I've made it clear in my first recording tonight that this is who we need. Marcus Smart. We don't need a super team. We're not looking for a super team. We're looking for an all-round team. Offense, defense, rebounds, all that good shit. We need Marcus Smart. We need all the playoff experience. Who could disagree? I don't know who could disagree. That's who we need right now. Get it done. Suck up. Get it done. That's all I have to say.